Good morning, my beautiful friends of YouTube. Today we're going to do a little bit yapping about the BMW E30 5-cylinder project because it's come to my attention that I posted that video to you guys, and you guys might have no idea what the project actually is, so let's talk about it. So this is a 1987 BMW E30, and this car actually came as a roller. And the goal is to get this 07K 5-cylinder engine from Volkswagen and this Mazda RX-8 transmission to match up, and then get it into the engine bay of the E30, and then we'll have a G30 660 Arashi Turbo. And then the plan for this car is to become a drift car, because ultimately that's what I really want to do. I really want to get into drifting. But I'm going to yap about it really quick, and then I'm going to pull some clips together to kind of paint the whole picture of the project up to this point for you guys, just so you guys are up to speed. So about 2 to 3 months ago, I was in the market for a BMW E30 because I've always wanted one, and I was looking for another project. I really wanted to 07K swap something else. The vision of an 07K swap BMW E30 was like that. The vision was there, and I really wanted to do that. So it was just a matter of finding a clean shell that had a clean title that I could street drive, but also become like a track car. And go figure, I didn't find anything on Marketplace. Everything was way overpriced and stupid. But I happened to find this one. It was actually in like a Facebook group, and the dude hit me up and he's like, hey, I got one for sale that I'm not going to charge an outrageous amount of money for. So I was like, all right, I'll come take a look at it. So we drove out to Akron, Ohio to take a look at this BMW E30. The guy claimed that it used to be a California car and that it was relatively rust-free. We got there, we looked at it, I liked it, it looked nice. It already had a roll cage, which was really huge for the project. Now, granted, the roll cage is not perfect. There's some issues that we got to fix, and if we have to put a new roll cage in it down the road, then that's fine, so be it. But we've ended up paying $1,500 for this BMW E30, and in the BMW E30 market, I think that's pretty good for a roll cage, a rust-free chassis, well, almost rust-free. I did discover one little piece of rust, kind of some rot, but otherwise, it's pretty clean underneath. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I had my buddy loaded up on his trailer, brought it home, and then we got to work. Now this E30 sat abandoned in a field for like 10 years, so it was absolutely covered in moss and all the gross stuff. So I was like super excited to actually have the chance myself to like pressure wash all the gunk off. It was like perfect. It was so satisfying. I'll throw in some clips here and you guys can just watch that process really quick. Look at all of the freaking gross green moss or whatever the hell this stuff is. So seeing it wash away should be pretty satisfying. That's so crazy to be able to see the freaking stark contrast like that. That's so cool, dude. Oh my gosh, dude, this is like 10 years of moss buildup on the side of this car finally just coming off. This is so sweet. We pushed the car into the shed and then we worked on getting the 07K in the Mazda RX-8 transmission to match up. I hope this works, man. Well, that seems to have helped it a lot more. I think we got it. Cool. Wow. All right. There she is, baby. As far as you can see, we got the transmission adapter right here, and then we have the actual bell housing of the transmission. We're gonna have to shave all of that down completely flush with this, and then I think we'll be good clearance-wise. So let's get doing that, let's get grinding, and then we're good to freaking try to put this puppy sucker on. Okay. All right, so we need to shave this down more, right here. Oh, you fucking bitch. I almost had it. Nuts. I almost freaking had it, man. Come on.
We're so close. The input shaft is in. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. My camera's fixable. The RX-8 transmission is gonna work, and everything is good. All right, lesson learned. I did not film while shaving the transmission bell housing down more. We won't ever do that again. That was dumb. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. No. Shit. Fuck. Get out of here. All right. 3, 2. Surprise the body. It doesn't know. It never knows what to expect. I freaking had it too, man. Gosh darn it. Shave a horse, ride a transmission. Come on, baby Jesus. Woo! Come on. Oh. That's not what we wanted. All right, here we go. Ah. Wow, wow, wow. No way. Come on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. 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 Yes. All right, folks, well, there you freaking have it. There's an RX-8 transmission mounted up to an 07K. What the hell? That was freaking awesome. After hours and hours of trying to get that thing to match up to the 07K, we finally did it. It bolted on and it went together, and I was super stoked, as you can see. And a lot of people have had a lot of questions about why I chose the Mazda RX-8 transmission and why didn't I choose any other options. Here was my thinking. Mazda RX-8 transmission, $200. Yeah, they might not hold up the power that great, but I could buy 5 transmissions for the price of one BMW ZF transmission. It'll hold up for like 250 horsepower. It'll be fine. So the next thing, the obvious thing to do was try to get the 07K RX-8 transmission combination into the engine bay of the E30 because I was super eager to see how it looked. All right, well, sketch levels are at an all-new high, but I don't know, man. What's the worst that could happen, you know? Oh, that's going to be an issue. Tie rods are in the way. Tie rods and the steering rack are in the way of the two bottom posts of the engine hoist, so I don't really know what to do. We're kind of at an impasse right now with this. Sketch levels are at like a 9,000 right now. We've already kind of damaged the core support. I don't care if this engine's going in one way or another. I should have just freaking removed the core support, dude. Oh boy, we're going. All right, let's scoot your back out a little bit. You stay right there where you're at. We're gonna try just to pick it up straight from this jack point, and then we'll see what happens, because I don't know. The idea is, you know, we're having an issue with the bell housing, and it's right here, and it's hitting the subframe, so I need it to pick up and go this way, and then push it back. Real fast, just one fell swoop motion, just pew! Yeah, that's working! I definitely think if we had a longitudinal oil pan, this would be, like, we'd be in already. How? I don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. How about now? Yeah, that's right. Get out of the way. You're ugly anyway. We're not even gonna freaking use you. See you later. Now, we can go down a little bit. So as you can see now, the engine is sitting a lot more flat this way because it was kind of like this beforehand. Now, obviously, the engine needs to go back up against the firewall just a smidge more. Then we need to do something about the oil pan setup. And we also need to make some sort of effort to get this thing to sit lower in the bay because we're obviously going to have some sort of hood clearance issue. Eventually, we did get the engine in the bay of the E30 and it looked absolutely beautiful and it lined up almost perfectly. We had to pull the engine back out because I never put a clutch and a flywheel setup on the transmission. Or not on the transmission, I mean like on the engine block. There was no clutch or flywheel or anything. So I had to pull the engine back out, but before I did that, the core supports on the E30s are not detachable like they are on like Mark IIs that I'm familiar with. So I had to do a lot of cutting to the spot welds of the core support because I wanted to have it be detachable because this is a drift car and it is an engine swap car, so engine is gonna have to come in and out, in and out. And trying to get over that core support is a pain in the butt. So for ease of maintenance, I wanted to make the core support detachable. Just, it made the most sense. So I cut the core support off. We have yet to reattach it to the frame, but that's fine. We'll do that later. I'll throw in some clips of that process here. I just cut into the frame rail. Could I have done that any more ghetto? Probably not. That's really bad. I'm really ashamed of myself. I accidentally went into the frame rail. I should have just used my Dremel. You might be wondering how I'm going to get this thing to line back up. Obviously, there's the points where I cut it off from that'll give me, you know, like a guide to where to put the brackets and drill like everything. So I'm not super concerned about that. It looks like it's ready to come off. I think it'll come off right away. I don't think anything's hanging it up. So let's try to yank this puppy sucker out of here. There she goes. She's off, baby. We'll worry about that later. We're just gonna put that right over here for now. So that's pretty much up to date with where the project sits right now. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of background information on what this project actually is and the goal with this project. Don't mind the dash in the way. I'm like out of space in the shed. I need to get a new shop, but I don't think we have the funding quite yet for that. So we just gotta make the shed work for now. But the end goal is to obviously get the RX-8 transmission and the 007K into the engine bay. And then we'll have that turbo, and then we'll slap it on there, and then we'll be making some freaking jam. The power goal is around 350, 400 wheel horsepower. Obviously, we're not going to do that right away, because I need to become a better driver, and I need to get acclimated to the sport of drifting first. So it's better to not throw 400 horsepower at a car that I've never driven, and I've never, you know, done that discipline of motorsport. Now, we're waiting on a lot of parts for the 07K E30, but the one thing that I wanted to do was start to flock this dash. So you guys will see that in the next video. I'm going to flock this dash and fill in all the cracks, just because it's really ugly, and I want this car to, you know, be like hillbilly nice. And what I mean by hillbilly nice is like, it's kind of nice, but not perfect. Like, yeah, hillbilly nice. We'll call it that. I hope you guys are as excited as I am for this project because I think it's really unique, it's really cool. Anyway, there probably won't be a lot of E30 videos coming in the near future because we got a crap ton of snow and it's really cold out and I don't have heat in my shed. So it's like 20 degrees right now and my hands are cold and I can't feel them. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'm just kind of catching you guys up to date on what the project is and kind of the direction that I want to go with it. As always, I appreciate your guys' love and support, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, which will be God knows when. All right, I love all of you guys. Have a good night.